a sort of way, 'cause it's Free Day Friday, wouldn't you say? So we get freewheeling, me and little Oklahoma boy there, Mr. Okie, my homeboy, Okie-Wan Kenobi, the Yogi dog of love that hangs out with us here day after day and, you know, puts up with my bullshit better than you can by a long shot, wouldn't you say? Dog doesn't talk back too often. He will, though. He'll give you a bad time, boy. That kid's got a nature just like mine, you know. He's pretty chill and pretty loving, but there's some little buttons you just don't push. And every now and then he just gets this thing in his head like a cow or a bull, you know, and he gets a little bull-headed, you know. I got a singular objective in mind, and I'm going to get there come hell or high water. And if he can't do it directly, you know, if I won't let him just go do whatever it is he wants to do because I sense the mischief in his little heart, well, then he'll roam over this way. The next thing you know, he flew over the house when you weren't looking and landed over on that side where he wanted to be, going after the stuff the kitty left behind. And I'm going, okay, get your body back here. Come on, man, you're an angel. You don't know how to do that, man. You got the best dog food in America right here, you know. And besides that, you get to eat everything Dad does. What the hell do you want, kid? You know, but dogs can be a lot like kids. The more you give, the more they want, man. They ain't getting enough, no way. Oh, hell, baby. You are the grandest kids ever to come out and play. By golly, this old grandpa just can't love you enough, man. You know, just get my old paws around you and give you a huge old hug and say love is the drug. And babies, we don't need anything else except maybe, you know, marijuana and a little LSD and coffee and, you know, tea and tobacco and shit like that. The normal things in life, the things that make life good, you know, really brings the heart out to play. It helps us lighten up and be the muse and have it our way, the heart's way, that is to say, you know. And really, man, that's the way of the day, and the way of the heart is just the way to play and get real expansive in it, wouldn't you say? Now, I was joking around over here in the chat room with some of our dear family here, man, you know, our beautiful vibe tribe of love, man. Oh, I love you guys. And, you know, we got this, you know, little, what do you call it, drawing going on over there at the CoyoteClub.com, you know, where listeners supported in more ways than one. Anyway, at the CoyoteClub.com, we got this little contest going on, you know, and the grand prize is, you know, a free trip, road trip with Grandpa on a bus. Camping road trip, you know, on a bus with Grandpa. Kind of a meandering thing, go where I want to go. Well, you know, I don't know. Just, you know, we were talking in the chat room here a few minutes ago, and just to maybe make this thing more interesting, because, you know, ticket sales been lagging a bit, babies. You got to be loyal, you know. Give me some olive oil. I'm Popeye, you know. I'll eat my spinach right and fight to the finish, but you got to help me do it, okay? All right, I'll just stay with Mary J. Spinach is all right for those that live down in L.A. It ain't going to work for me, man. You know, I'm not a sailor, man. I'm Popeye the mountain man, you know, the man on the silver mountain here, baby, you know. And you ought to see it. It's kind of silver this morning, man, you know. It quite often is out here. It's either silver or gold, baby, you know. We never get old up here in the celestial attitude at 9,000 feet, babies, you know. Gee whiz. Takes a while to learn how to breathe up here, and, you know, sometimes we have to wear oxygen masks and shit because, you know, the atmosphere gets really thin here, man, you know. But the atmosphere of love kind of fills in for it, you know what I mean? So, you know, the air just kind of thins out so you can be far more expansive and loving and glowing here. There's no restriction like there is in the city where you kind of got to hold back or you'll get attacked, you know, or whatever. You know what I mean? Of course, there are those living in the East that are super jealous of anyone that would have such freedom. And they want to put us out of business, you know, so they're planning a secret invasion of the state of Colorado. But don't worry, guys, you know. They won't get any further than Boulder and Fort Collins, and that's where the whole thing ends, you know, because they won't be shooting up nobody or nothing there, man. They might be shooting up some mighty awful good drugs or something, who knows, but there ain't going to be no war, baby, you know. You know, these assholes been trying to push us into civil war, and it's just like, you know, of course I'm joking around a bit about the invasion of Colorado, but I think old Trump's about ready to do it. You know, he's jealous of us people that get to smoke weed, you know, and the price is reasonable now. It ain't no $50 an eighth or $400 an ounce. I mean, that's just outrageous. It's $100 an ounce out here, babies, and that's the way it should be, you know. No more than that. I mean, there's a little loving got to go in and a whole lot of care got to go in to raising your Mary Jane. So we got to reward the people fairly, but not quadruple the price, man. And that's what it is when it's illegal, you dumbass, you know. I know, you're a billionaire. What the hell do you care? You can buy all the weed in the world. You can grow it in your own little plantation down there in Argentina, right along with your Nazi buddy and friends, huh? Adolf Hitler's, ashes probably fertilize your field, eh? Okay, we're just giving you a bad time. Quit acting like them, And don't give, and please, you people back there in the federale place, and anybody that has anything to do with it or that can change it, let's pass a law that says the federal government cannot enforce any laws against marijuana anywhere anymore. It's now officially legal everywhere. Anywhere that it wants to be legal, it can be. And then we'll go get the states. More than half of the states have at least approved it for medicinal use. And honest to goodness, you really, really, really have to think about this, man. I don't care if you're not dedicated to pot at all, in the least, you don't have to be. But you got to see it for the miracle that it is. It can take the likes of me and help me get through a life and come out of it quite inspired and ever increasing in my expansive growth, eh? You see, and if it can do that for the likes of me, which kind of had a hard time of it all along, don't you see? Well, imagine what it can do for you. Too. I mean, it's like doing it for all of us, you see. That's why I advocate so highly for it. And you can overuse it, as everybody knows. You can be totally stoned all the time and miss it altogether and think you're getting it because you're just so dang wasted. But, in a way you are getting it, because it's Mary J. and she won't let you get away with anything anymore, She's right there in you, whether you're smoking her stuff or not, no matter what you're doing. You have a sip of coffee and you are reminded of the Mary J inside of yourself. And I'm talking about the merry, jolly, little happy elf self that you might be inside your own little personal body, or whatever. But that's who we really are, and Mary J just helps you see it. See? And that's the only way you can be if you're going to be a human being. It is. It's really, outside of that, well, look what happens. We get ugly and rotten and mean and, get all controlled by MK Ultras. It's awful. It's terrible, man, Poor old Donald Trump, man. He really is. I mean, I got to tell you, man, this is not personal against him at all. You know what I mean? I don't like the man. I don't like what he's doing. It's obvious that, he's grandstanding and gaslighting. Gaslighting means like, trying to keep the people off balance, to keep them under control, keep them, rocking and rolling. We're being gamed here a wee bit, man, politically here in the U.S. Well, all across the world, man. Oh, my goodness. Those folks, I think it was down in Argentina, someplace they were having carnival. If you haven't seen it, oh, my goodness, that float in that parade, the Bang Bang float. Oh, look it up on YouTube. Oh, my God. This is how the rest of the world sees us, people, And babies, we really got to work on ourselves to change this thing so we really don't fall into a civil war here, because there are interests that really, really, really want to see us do that, and just bust the hell out of this American dream. Well, you've already broke it, man. Those guys back in D.C. have taken every right you ever thought you could even dream of away, and if they want to come and kick your ass today, they're going to do it, right? No. I don't care what the law says. We're divine angels. We got the power, man. You can stop that shit. Especially when there's a few of you gathered together in a singular heart. You can change the whole intention of the reality around you. And it's about time we did that, you see. Because if we didn't, well, it's obvious where this is going to go. Whatever it does, it would be real degenerative. I mean, real. Mother Earth ain't got 7 years, We're killing her off, And if they can keep us in continual warfare, especially here on Turtle Island, cancel out all this positive energy. I mean, you got to think in terms of what the larger thought would be. So this is bigger than a human lifetime or a human being. This is, energies in motion. Conscious presence as energies, And some have felt just as isolated as the human being has. And so we've taken that nature into ourselves as human beings to work out that emptiness and find it fulfilled. So we can put an end to the idea of polarity and negativity and all the torment and torturous shit that goes with it. So because of that, a lot of us picked up a big dose this time around, didn't we, man? You know, a lot of it. And by rights, we should be psychotic as hell, and probably are, but in a heartfelt and sincere sort of way that makes it all so real that it's natural. It's a human being returning to a conscious presence of heart and being the lover of love that gives love to everything around it. And that means life. And therefore influences that flow, you know, but it's also collective, don't you know? Because that's the collective in the flowing through you and everyone else too. It's beautiful, man. You know, it's like we're all flying as a singular flock together and nobody's clipping anybody's wings or anything. We're in complete synchronistic harmony as the flying flock of flicking angels that we are, man, you know. Fluffy little white things with golden halos and shit, you know. Halos meaning the auric field that surrounds you, man, you know. It does interpret out into the rainbow of creation, yes, but initially what is it? It's the solid gold color of real life, real love, of the nuclear love, rock of the roll, the heart and soul of the rhythm and harmony of life, don't you know? It's all poetry, baby. It's time to set ourselves free to be the poetic little things that we are. That's what rock and roll's all about. That's why it makes you shake your little hiney every doggone time. You know, fat bottom girls, you keep the rockin' world going around and get all the rest of us bouncing upside down or right side up and just having a great old time. I'll never forget one time down there at Trilogy Bar and Grill in Boulder, Colorado. Must have been back in the 90s, of course. Times were really good right then, you know, the Republicans hadn't taken over. Sorry. Trilogy, run by these triplets. These triplet chicks is just as hot as a pistol on a Saturday night, man. I'm telling you, these girls knew how to rock, and they knew how to get good music in there. And they had quite the opening for a dance floor as well as, you know, the nightclub atmosphere. You know, that kind of shit, you know. But, oh, God, I was there one night just by, somebody drugged me in there. Because I don't normally, you know, hang out too much in bars. Mostly I'm at parties somewhere. You know. But anyway, here I was, and there I was, because I love these girls anyway. I go there at least once a week and have at least a glass of wine or something, just because I love these girls so much, and they were so kind to me. You know, Boulder was like that. It just really loved. I was kind of like their happy hippie hobo. They all kind of took a shining to me, you know, from the downtown council to the Trilogy sisters. I mean, you know, I was really well treated there for a long time. I could probably go back there and live a life divine if I wanted to, but, you know, king of the road kind of shit, man. Trailers for sale or rent, rooms to rent 50 cents, you know. Hell, I couch surfed there for like 4 years or something like that, you know. Shit. And was treated like a king of the road. I really was. You know, I love those folks down there, and I always will. It's kind of sad to see it going the direction it's going right now, which is real commercial and real expensive. And, you know, now it's like, if you ain't got money, honey, to get out of here because we got Gestapo police to keep it clear. You know, it's changed a bunch, you know. But, darlings, don't let that unnerve you because, you know, we're all about undoing such nervous energy in this reality. That's why it's kind of coming out right now. It's like a pussy boil. It has to, like, you know, explode and splatter, and it has to, you know, puss out, you know. So that's what it's doing, man. It's making a mess of things while it's doing it, but we're pretty good at cleaning that stuff up, and in the aftermath, we heal it really quick, don't we, see? So don't worry about it. Places like Boulder, if they ever were the rock and roll heart of paradise, they still are, man, no matter what the pollution has done to it, you know. The one thing about pollution that you can be sure of is there's always a way to clean it up. It might take some time, but there's always a way to do it, you know. Once you clean up the pollution, well, then what's there? A natural way of being. The land taking on its own characteristics, and that's what these towns and cities represent. That's why some of them will remain and some of them won't be here at all, because some are just incorrectly built in the wrong places, and they never really were to begin with, because the grandmothers of the past knew better, and working with the grandfathers, they changed things. I have this friend that's, you know, kind of a shamanistic type dude, you know. He's indigenous and sees things, you know, and he says when he goes to New York, all he sees are, you know, a forest, and a few humble wiki-ups or whatever they call those little bark buildings people live in, and a few humble people fishing in the shores of this pristine ocean, this pristine river going into the ocean, etc. No city, in other words. And I think his vision is real, more real than what we see there in New York City, and more real than anything coming out of it. For darn sure that's Babylon of old, you betcha, replicating itself again, which is what? Atlantis, only a half-assed version of it, Atlantis was super cool, and Babylon is the war patient. That's why we kind of consider, that's why it kind of has a nasty taste coming out of your mouth, Babylon. Sound like a really nasty place. Well, it is, man, look how heartless and mean it's become, and there it is right there, represented in El Presidente. Who gives a shit about anything but the money? That's all that matters here. It's the American way. Money, money, money. And you better buy what's-her-name shit, or we're going to put Nordstrom's out of business, man. Oh, man. It's a comedy. We just got to remember that, as long as we're living it in the 3D, as comical as Rocky and Bullwinkle could ever be, man. It's just totally, totally outrageously funny. And that's about how much energy we ought to give it, too. I know I give it far too much already. I ain't even a political guy, but my God, it's gotten so ridiculous, I can't help myself. I'm like everybody else, It's gotten to the point where I'm so damn embarrassed by it, I got to do something about it. Can't just sit here on my hoochie coochie and go, ah. Oh, baby. I tell you what, man, there's always, there is a rock and there is a roll. There's always a reason why things are, I think old Trumpette there came along just to, catalyze the rest of us up off our asses into doing something, because we haven't been doing enough. We've been just letting that shit fly by, and we can't do that anymore, We've got to get out there and expose ourselves to the reality of truth and show them the power of the mother of love, so they get off their high horses and quit thinking that the dick rules here. It don't, man. It's impotent in this reality in that way, and it's going to be, Screw your patriarchy and everything to go with it, but not in an unkind or abject sort of way, but gently, let's just put it away and let it be done with, see? We had a nice little run with it. We got to pretend that, you were something you're not, and now we just let it go. Be humble, because that's the only way you're ever going to get any nookie anymore if you ever want to see that shit again, man. You better be super humble. And I'm not talking just to, any particular person here in this 3D. All of us got to be humble, don't you see, or we ain't getting laid ever again. It's just the way it is, man, and it's just what you get, Okay, I'm having a little fun with you, wouldn't you say? But it's coming out that way. If you really want to be loving, well, you got to be loving yourself. If you want to get loving, you got to be loving for real. In other words, you can't buy it anymore. We always knew that. Where the hell are the Beatles? Beatles, 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 I need you guys. Can't buy me love. I wonder if I have that, man. Let me see if I do, man. Let's see. We'll get the Beatles up here and check out what they're allowed. Well, you see, they're big time rock and roll stars, and I have to let them have their way, and they'll only play what they want to play here on the Hazy Radio Network with Grandpa Coyote, what you say. Where is it? Okay, come on, guys, you got to be here somewhere. I don't want Eleanor Rigby. She's cool, but, What was it we were looking for now? Okay. We sure got a lot of good ones here. They have done so much great tunage. I love these guys, man. John Lennon, Jeezel, thanks for being here today. Helping us be inspired along the way. Okay, you're just the soul of my rock and roll heart to tell you the truth, man. And I, just can't love you enough for being with us and helping to share the reality of love and truth in that innocent sort of way that only the Beatles could have done back in the day. But, guess what? Here today it comes out in a multi-dimensional way. And we begin to play in a whole different way because we understand it differently than we did in that day, see? It's levels and degrees. It's called multi-dimensional experience. It's called expansive growth. And it gets kind of explosive in the here and now because, they've taken a stand for the heart in more places than Standing Rock all across this planet. People are being energized and mobilized because they can't, just like they just can't lay down and take it anymore. Got to get off our ass and at least scream at it a little bit. To wake up, some bitch! Come on, get out of your doldrums, man. Get off your Nazi empire shit and let's get rocking and rolling with the heart of humanity, don't you know? The Godfather got to be the biggest heart there ever was, And if you want, to really have a life, any of you guys and gals that are in a position that can make a difference, well, it's up to you to go with the flow, to wake up, don't you know? I think we all are, baby. I think it's time. And then, and it's time just right, whatever it is, And so just it has to get a little extreme, a little painful before, it pops and the whole bubble bursts and it no longer is what it appeared to be. It's no longer painful. The pain is gone and now we just mop up and heal up naturally, And move right back to our normal place and fly along together in paradise. What the hell else do you expect? We're human beings. That's what we do, man. Ain't you glad you met this man, this grandpa of love, your brother of love, man, Yes, I am too, brotherly love and sisterly love too, but mostly brotherly because, they made me into a hairy male this time, but I had to wow, I interfered with my image quite severely here, and I got a skin graft over on this side now, but oh well. I guess it'll match in after a while. Makeup. Where's makeup when I need you guys, man? Come on, makeup. Oh, and I'm going to get my little eyebrow tucked pretty soon, too, so I won't have the... I was about ready to start wearing a patch over that eye, but I can still see through it really good, so I won't do that. But I could have been, Captain Jack, man, Hardy, har, har. Hardy, my mates, let's go raid some, fair maidens somewhere, Spend some of this gold we've been storing up here, Oh, baby, we pirates of the heart, total eclipse of that heart, total uneclipse of that heart, setting it free here in that coyote sort of way. Day after day, Monday through Friday here with Grandpa on the Hazy Radio Network, right here at Spring Creek, the headwaters of life, the total flow of love, and right where it begins, too, man. This is where everybody gets their start. That's why you keep coming back here, because each time you do, you get another level of it, too. There's rock, there's roll, there's heart, there's soul, and there's medicine, don't you know? And all of it, it's the flow. See, now you're starting to catch on how it goes. I thought so, man. See, you're king of the road, too. And here you are, a hot little queen. Well, what the hell, baby? Just take it as it comes. We're all coyotes on a long uphill run. Well, we got that one done. Now we can coast if we just, get used to it, man. We're so used to having to, fight our way uphill, and now we're got the coast thing going on the other side. We're going, huh? How does this work now, You can really get hurt if you start to tumble. And you'll fall 15 feet and then 30 feet, and when you bounce the next time, you're done. You got to be careful, You don't want to start, when you're going down, you just want to learn to flow with it, Just go with the flow, don't you know? Then you can take 10-foot steps going down the mountain and not hurt yourself or anybody else. But you got to be really in control. You got to let that heart time it just right. And you got to be watchful. You can't be one little pebble out of your way. You got to know exactly where that foot's going to land and how long that's going to take and how much of a little extra spring or no spring to give it. Just coast with it, flow with it once you get the momentum going. There's a real trick to running down a mountain. There really is. And not hurting yourself, Well, I'll tell you the truth, when I was a kid, I wouldn't do that until I was down there in the lower foothills. So if I did get out of control, it would only be for a little while, a little bit, You got to be careful, I have, though, on some real ruggedy mountains, turned myself loose like that, but not since my younger days. 18, 19, 20, maybe 25 the last time I did that. Bebopping down a mountain in 10, 15-foot steps. Oh, my goodness. One little error And your little pile of bones is going to be busted all to shit and probably dead, but at least busted, you know, many times over, because you're going to, anyway. Don't even think of such things, but see, it's like life is kind of like that right now, you know, and you can really, you know, get beat up by it. But I tell you what, down at the bottom of the hill, there's these beings that are waiting for you there. They got this huge loop of love, this radiant light shit going on. You just roll on down there, whatever's left of your bag of bones, your little bag of water, and they'll fix you right back up and bring you back to life. Don't worry about it, man. Shit. Everybody gets through it this time, even if you do start to tumble and fall. But it's better if you can just go with the flow of it, you know. Remember how it is to tune in to that kind of life, that kind of energy. That mountain's going to tell you, man, and the angel's right there with you, because they know you're a stupid-ass kid. And you're going to do this one way or the other. So they do their level best to help you get it just right. They point out all of your senses, help you be super aware of, you know, how you're doing that and why you're doing it even, you know, but super aware of what is the most important thing in the moment right there, see? So you're just having yourself a whole lot of fun. I mean, inside you're just tickled pink, you know. What took you an hour to climb up will take you 5 seconds to go down. I mean, it's like flying with the angels, man. It's really freaking cool. This was in the days before they had the hang gliders for me, man. But, you know, because that was almost the same thing, you know, really. Just take a couple steps and go flying, you know. But you had to be careful with that one, too. Oh, my goodness. But anyhow, wow, you know, you just let your instincts take over. It's heart, really. It's the angels, you know, tuning in and helping you understand your own little motions. And you make it. You get down that sucker, okay, and everybody's happy, you know, and nobody's busted up. You and your little friends did it again, man, you know. Jeez, I tell you. Well, that's where we are, baby. So, you know, so take your steps carefully, you know. If you see it coming, you know, you can move a little bit mid-air or midstream if you need to, you know. You don't have to put the foot down over there. You can move it a foot over this way, a foot over that way, whatever, man. Just be really watchful. But mostly be aware of the momentum, the flow, and just go with that. See, that way you don't get out of control, and you'll place yourself just right every time you put a foot down, don't you know. Pretty soon the wings will pop out, and, you know, well, it's kind of like hang gliding, man, you know, but only it's a surprise hang glider, you know. It just pops up as you're bebopping down the hill here and in the flow. And if you get the flow just right, well, out pops the wings, you know, and away you go, flying with Grandpa once again, man, you know. How about that? You think that's a noble and worthy thing? I think it is too, babies, you know. You're tuned in, man, just like you thought you were. Especially getting it clear here on the Hazy Radio Network, dear, with Grandpa Coyote at hazyradio.com. We got it on. You got the power, baby. You got the charms. You got everything you need. You're fully equipped. Don't let the mother truckers get in your way anymore, okay? What Grandpas say here on what? A free day Friday, man. Are you cutting it loose, okay? Okay, get it underway, man. No more screwing around. We got to get over to that other side of town. We got to fly up there. We just got so much to do, baby. Just got to hook up with the whole tribe. That's what we do. But get those wings up, babies. Get up in the air and join with us here, will you? Okay. Helping Grandpa and all our friends keep it underway, I tell you. Oh, yeah, just wait till you hitch a ride on Grandpa's Riverboat Queen. It's going to be quite awesome, quite the machine. In fact, if one of you fine listeners out there on the Hazy Radio Network out there in the Vibe Tribe of Life tuning in here to old Grandpa at Spring Creek, the headwaters of love, oh yeah, the flowing love from 9,000 feet above, oh yeah, baby, flowing your way today, man, in a real mystical, heartfelt sort of way, eh, like the tsunami, only it comes in real gentle-like, you know, like a boil the frog kind of tsunami. I mean, the water just rises a little bit, bit, and you hardly even notice till you're way, way underground and underwater, and realize you got gills too, baby. You're breathing and rocking and going with the flow. The tsunami of love is that way, don't you know? It creates you just exactly as you need to be in each moment you need to be at sea. So your life goes on forever, you see. It ain't just on this tiny little tree, no. It's urgent that it gets out and expands and grows and bees a great big blossom, don't you know? You know, on a surfboard maybe, yeah. More like riding on a dolphin's back. Being a little playful about it, man. Can you see that? A land-loving coyote and a dolphin out there playing naturally. You know, the old coyote riding on a dolphin's back and the dolphin saying, oh, just wait till you hit the next wave, brother. You're going to have some fun. Whew. Well, you know, that's my Western energy is dolphin, don't you see? So, like everybody else, I'm a little bag of water, a little bag of ocean, you know, assembled, you know, at a flower factory there in Minnesota somewhere. 1,000 lakes, Jake. Don't give me any shit, man. Mosquitoes bigger than battleships, too, man. You know, Minnesota. That's where life first began. And everybody knows it's the Garden of Eden. A done or all done. Oh, that's what it was. All done. Ever since you lost what was old Fatty back in the day? The Union guy that always had his way. Humphreys, yeah! Oh, Hubert Humphreys, man. What a fun little agent of love he was, man, you know. And what a supreme, you know, Midwestern politician, man. You know, he'd get your grandmother to give up her inheritance, you know, but he'd give the kids, you know, food stamps for the rest of forever to make up for it, okay? Oh, he was a humble little man and a lot of fun, too. Well, a politician, what can you say, man? But back in the day, they were a little more visible even than they are now, man. Well, I don't know. They're so damn visible now. It's unbelievable, isn't it? Yeah. Gosh, they do wear sponsors patches on their sleeves and stuff, man. They, wow. Well, babies, you know, I hope you're bouncing around out there on the ocean of love too, man, experiencing this tsunami in a whole new way. Just loving it, man. We're getting picked up on battleships today, man, and all over the place, you know that wherever it can be here, the internet is, because Grandpa's here today, helping us flow in the right sort of way. It's a rock and roll thing. You got to remember that, but you know, we'll give you this much, you know. You can't be wrong, baby. It's, you know, no, you can never be wrong. You are never wrong, my darling, ever. You know, you always, well, I can't say you've always been there, but you are now, okay? From here on out, it's your show, baby. That's just the way it goes, right? You know, anytime you place a bet, it is not gambling. You win to begin with, right? You know it. You just go with the flow, right? You never doubt yourself, right? Well, if you do, baby, it's, you know, your error. Couldn't be fair. You know, if you got the strong impulse, you can't be wrong. It's just the way it goes. And the strong impulse is what? Going with the flow of the heart, the love of life. Jeez, you guys been fighting it all along. Just turn around and look and see what it is. Maybe you'll find, you know, your grandmother there, you know, coming through your grandfather here. You know, I mean, that's the way that the reality likes to work. It's a coyote thing, man. A strange bag of bones can be the most energetic and loving thing there could ever be when you turn and face it naturally, man. And find out what's really there inside yourself, really, you know. Stop running from it. Stop shutting yourself out from it. Turn around. Get right side up. Don't be upside down, okay? See, Earth is coming around. You can too, baby. And this is why we know we're going to be okay, no matter how insane it might be today. You know, because in our heart, we're getting it upright, you know. So the rest of it can't help but bebop around and come right side up. You know, ooh, we're going to have oceanfront property here in Colorado once again, man. The tropics of Colorado, man. Oh, here we go, man. It's a real medicine show. Mother Earth rearranges all of it, don't you know? I mean, the upside down world has to what? Right itself too, man. It can't stay upside down forever. You know, it's like magnet and steel. There's a natural way of flow go, you know, and when it comes together, ooh, there ain't magnet or steel no more. There's no coldness. There's no backwardness. There's only the togetherness of the sweetest love there can ever be in motion inside of you, inside of me, babies. The flow of love setting us free. Doggone it. Aren't you glad you tuned in here today to this hazy radio network, baby? We got it on now, babies. You singing a heart song, ain't you?